What if the government that is supposed to protect you has a hidden agenda against you? A chilling question indeed. Today we're exploring an issue of profound gravity, one that has been whispered about in hushed tones but rarely spoken out loud. We're talking about the alleged conspiracy of the Indian government against the Sikhs. This is a topic that comes with a heavy burden of responsibility, a subject that should be approached with the utmost respect. It's important to remember that our aim here is not to spread undue fear or incite hatred. Rather, our focus is to engage in a fact-based, evidence-driven discussion about these serious allegations. We understand that this is a sensitive topic, and we aim to handle it with the care it deserves. We're not here to point fingers or lay blame, but to shed light on the truth, whatever it may be. In the next few minutes, we will delve deep into the facts and try to answer this alarming question. To understand the present, we must first delve into the past. Let's cast our minds back to the mid-20th century, when India gained independence. This was a pivotal moment for the Sikh community, as they found themselves in a newly independent India, a nation trying to define its identity. The Sikh community, with its rich history and unique culture, has always been an integral part of India's social fabric. Originating in the Punjab region, Sikhs have contributed significantly to India's growth and development. However, the relationship between the Sikhs and the Indian government has been marred by a series of unfortunate events, leading to a growing sense of alienation among the community. One such event that stands out is the reorganization of Punjab in the 60s. The demand for a Punjabi-speaking state, primarily by Sikhs, led to a significant political crisis. The creation of a separate Punjabi state was seen by many Sikhs as a recognition of their unique cultural and linguistic identity. However, the manner in which this demand was addressed by the then government led to widespread resentment and mistrust. Fast forward to the late 70s and early 80s, we see tensions escalating. The Anandpur Sahib resolution demanding greater autonomy for Punjab was met with resistance from the central government. This further fueled feelings of marginalization among Sikhs. In the backdrop of these events, two major incidents occurred that forever scarred the relationship between the Sikh community and the Indian government. Operation Blue Star in 1984, a military operation ordered by the government to remove militant religious leader Janal Singh Bhindranwale and his armed followers from the Golden Temple in Amritsar, and the subsequent anti-Sikh riots following the assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. These historical events, fraught with tension and conflict, have set the stage for the alleged conspiracy we are about to explore. June 1984, a fateful day that still haunts the Sikh community. Let's delve into Operation Blue Star, a military operation ordered by the Indian government under the leadership of then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The operation's objective was to remove Sikh separatists, led by Janal Singh Bhindranwale, who were seeking refuge in the Golden Temple, the holiest shrine of the Sikhs in Amritsar. From the government's standpoint, the operation was a necessary measure to maintain the unity of the nation, as they claimed that Bhindranwale and his followers were promoting separatist sentiments and violence. The government argued that the operation was the last resort after all peaceful negotiations had failed. However, the operation was met with severe backlash from the Sikh community. The date chosen for the operation coincided with a significant Sikh festival, resulting in a large number of pilgrims present at the temple precincts. The Sikh community felt that the sanctity of their holiest shrine was violated. Moreover, the operation resulted in significant loss of life, including many civilians, which further fueled resentment among the Sikhs. The operation was also criticized for its execution. The use of heavy artillery, including tanks, in a densely populated city area was seen as a disproportionate use of force. Critics also pointed out the lack of transparency, as media was barred from the area during the operation. The aftermath of the operation was a tumultuous period in India's history. It led to a series of violent events, including the assassination of Indira Gandhi by her Sikh bodyguards and the subsequent anti-Sikh riots. Evidence from both sides, including eyewitness accounts, government reports, and independent investigations, paints a complex picture of the events. However, it's clear that Operation Blue Star left a deep and lasting impact on the Sikh community. The aftermath of Operation Blue Star was a turning point in the Sikh community's relationship with the Indian government. The fire of resentment sparked by Operation Blue Star soon exploded into a blaze. In the aftermath of the operation, a wave of violence swept across India, primarily targeting the Sikh community. This period is known as the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. In the chilling days of October and November 1984, it is estimated that around 3,000 Sikhs lost their lives, their homes burned, and their livelihoods destroyed. The violence was not confined to a single region. It spread like wildfire across various states, painting a grim picture of law and order in the country. The question that has been asked repeatedly over the years is this: was there government involvement or negligence in these riots? There are two sides to this story. On one side, there are claims that the government, dominated by the Congress Party at the time, either turned a blind eye to the violence or was directly involved. Evidence cited includes reported instances of police inaction and allegations that political leaders incited mobs. On the other side, the government and its defenders argue that the riots were a spontaneous eruption of anger following the assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi by her Sikh bodyguards. They point to the swift deployment of the army and curfews imposed in affected areas as evidence of their efforts to control the situation. However, the truth may lie somewhere in the middle. There is no denying the delay in the government's response and the perceived indifference of the police. Yet it's also important to remember the chaotic circumstances that followed the assassination of a sitting prime minister. Investigations, inquiries, and trials have taken place over the years, but many feel that justice remains elusive. The 1984 riots left a deep and painful scar on the Sikh community, further fueling suspicions of a government conspiracy. Nearly 4 decades have passed since the riots, but has the situation improved? We find ourselves in a world that has evolved considerably since those dark days. The Sikh community in India, like any other, has seen progress in many aspects. They have made strides in education, business, and even politics, with Sikh individuals holding positions of power and influence in various sectors. However, the road to progress has not been without its bumps and hurdles. The relationship between the Sikh community and the Indian government continues to be marked by tension and mistrust. Accusations of discrimination and state-sponsored oppression persist. Many in the Sikh community feel that the government has not done enough to hold those responsible for past atrocities accountable. The wounds of the past, it seems, still have not fully healed. The last few years have seen a resurgence of these underlying tensions. The farm laws introduced by the Indian government in 2020, for instance, were met with widespread protests, primarily from the Sikh-dominated state of Punjab. The government's handling of these protests, which included alleged use of force and media censorship, only served to fuel the conspiracy theories of state-sponsored discrimination against Sikhs. Furthermore, the lack of substantial progress in the investigation and prosecution of the anti-Sikh riots cases has added to the sense of injustice. Despite promises of swift action, many feel that justice remains elusive. This perceived lack of action has fueled a sense of alienation among some sections of the Sikh community, further straining their relationship with the government. Yet, amidst these challenges, there are also signs of hope. There have been efforts on both sides to bridge these gaps. Sikh leaders have been engaging in dialogue with the government, and there are initiatives aimed at fostering better understanding and mutual respect between different communities. But the journey is far from over. The present scenario paints a complex picture with both progress and setbacks. The tensions between the Sikh community and the government are a reminder of the deep-seated issues that still need to be addressed. The road to reconciliation is still long and winding, but it is a road that must be traveled for the sake of a united and harmonious India. So, is there really a conspiracy against Sikhs by the Indian government? This question has guided our exploration throughout this video. We've delved into the historical context, scrutinized Operation Blue Star, and analyzed the anti-Sikh riots. We've considered the present scenario and how it reflects on the past events. We've sought to present facts, to promote understanding, and to encourage dialogue. This video is not about spreading fear or hate. It's about shedding light on some of the darker corners of history and how they continue to cast their shadows today. We've seen that the relationship between the Indian government and the Sikh community is fraught with tension, steeped in a history of conflict and tragedy. But it's important to remember that history is not destiny. It's within our power to learn from the past, to foster understanding, and to shape a more inclusive and equitable future. Ultimately, the truth may be complex and multifaceted. It's up to us to seek it with an open mind and a compassionate heart. As we draw this video to a close, we hope that it has been an enlightening journey for you all. We appreciate your curiosity and your willingness to engage with complex and sensitive topics. Remember, it is through understanding our history that we can shape a better future. If you found this video informative, we encourage you to delve deeper, to seek out more information, to question, to engage in dialogue, and to remain open to different perspectives. As always, we are committed to bringing you well-researched and thought-provoking content. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support helps us create more content like this. We're always eager to hear your thoughts and suggestions for future videos. So leave us a comment below. Let's continue this conversation. Remember, history is not just about the past. It's about understanding our present and shaping our future. So stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged. Until next time, this is World Media signing off.